to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 243, I think. Yes, 243. So what have I been working on this week? Well, a couple things. No hats this week. I didn't get any hats made. I started one. It's not even worth showing. I have one row done. So let me show you my crochet first. I've gotten quite a bit done on the Afghan. I actually ordered more yarn because I know I'm not going to have enough. So here's where I was last week. You can see the stitch marker there. So I have gone through here. So right now it is measuring, I think I measured about 16 to 17 inches, and I'm almost done the first skein of both of these colors. So I did order one more skein of each of them to make sure it's big enough, because otherwise it's kind of weird if it's not as tall as it is wide. And I figured it out based on this. It would be like 53 inches wide and only 46 inches tall. So that would look weird. So I did order. Annie's had a one-day free shipping sale, and I found it like just a couple of hours before the sale ended. So yes, I bought two. So I got one of each so that I can finish this and it will look great. So this is a ripple chevron Afghan, depending on what you prefer to call it. And they're done in groups of 14. So from one little dip in the center to the top here is 14 stitches. And then you do a triple, you do 3 double crochets at the top, and at the bottom here you skip 2 stitches. So it forms the ripple or the chevron, depending on what generation you're talking about. So that's project number 1. Project number 2 I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to be ripping part of it out. I will show you where I was at last week. This is a shawl. It's a design pattern that I'm coming up with. And you can see here is my stitch marker from last week. And you can see I've gone all the way down here in alternating rows of garter stitch, which forms a stripe. Only problem being, and this is why I'm going to rip this part out, is if you look at the center where these holes are, you can see they kind of intertwine. You can see that there's 2 strands that intertwine. But when I get down to the garter stitch here, because I added additional stitches, there you can see with these, it doesn't do that. They're just straight lines across. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to be redoing just the garter section that I did. I'm just going to be ripping out those stripes. So pretty much everything I did last week, well, not all, but a lot of what I did this past week is going to get ripped out because I'm not happy with it. So yeah, I just don't like that. I like it when they kind of intertwine rather than just go straight across where the holes are. So that is my works in progress. What have you been working on this week? Now, as you can see, I've got a little change of scenery today. I'm actually sitting in my living room. Dave's not home, so I thought, well, I'll sit in here. The pup is actually sitting right here with me. There she is. There's Cricket. Say hello. She was bathing herself on the sofa, so we'll let her go back. She even left wet spots on my sofa. Anyway, yeah, she normally is not allowed up on the furniture, but she's been my cuddle buddy lately. Acquisitions. I have one, but I'm not going to show you what it, well, I'll show you the box, okay? This is the Lion Brand mystery box. So there it is. They were running a sale a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, for 9 skeins of yarn for $19.99. So Kim bought one, told me she got it, and then I decided I'd go get it too, and we would do an unboxing together. It's a good thing. Look at this. Can you see how dented the box is? I'm glad it wasn't glass that was shipped. I have no idea what they did there, but yeah. Anyway, thank you, Post Office. So that's what my acquisitions are. There are 9 skeins of mystery yarn in there. Now, Wednesday's video, it's going to depend on whether we can get together to unbox it together, or if we can't between now and then, it will be something else. We were supposed to get together Thursday night and unbox, but I got sick. I wasn't feeling well at all. I seem to be better now. I don't know exactly what it was. It wasn't good, and it lasted, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 hours, and then I was back to normal. So I have no idea, but I didn't want to take a chance of passing it on to Kim. So yeah, we didn't get together. So hopefully we'll be able to get together whenever we do, we will be filming it, and then you guys can see what we get. So Wednesday's video might be the mystery unboxing, or it might be something else, depending on how much time, whether we have time to get together or not. So what am I reading? Well, I am still reading the Murder, She Wrote, Killing in a Koi Pond, which is the latest of the Murder, She Wrote series. And so far, the mean guy has ended up dead in the koi pond, and Jessica Fletcher, of course, is trying to, murders always happen around Jessica Fletcher. I wouldn't want to be her friend, but anyway, she's trying to discover who did it, and right now the top suspect is his wife. So yeah, it's been good. I always enjoy them, so they're a lot of fun. Now, something else I am reading is this book. It's called Prairie Fires. Now, this is a book you might love or hate. I will put a link to it down below. And why I say this is, it is about, if you can see the picture here, this is Laura Ingalls Wilder. There you go. This is Laura Ingalls Wilder. And the story, the lady who did this, her name is Caroline Fraser. She was actually named after Laura's mother, Caroline. If you grew up reading the Little House books, which I did, and I loved them, and I read them to my kids and everything else, this is a detailed, I mean, the woman did a lot of research into the family, what was going on in the country at the time the stories were written, or the stories take place, and it's very, very interesting. It is pretty in-depth, so it's not something that you're going to, it's not a relaxing read. It's pretty in-depth. I have read this before, so I'm reading it a second time. Why I say you might not like it is you will be totally disillusioned by the Little House books if you read this, because you do find out that a lot of the books were fictional. They were more of what Laura wished the family life and things would have been. Yeah, it's a little awakening in that way. My daughter and I both said, wow, that kind of changed our whole outlook on these books once we read them. So It's a book that's interesting, and there have been other books that have been written about the real Laura Ingalls Wilder. One of them was called Laura, by a man named, his last name was Zockert, which was very, very good. I read that a couple of times. There's the annotated Laura Ingalls Wilder, which is also brings out some details that you didn't know before. But this one, you find out that Laura was actually not living at home a lot of the time, from the time she was 10 or 11 years old. And you find out Walnut Grove was like Peyton Place, and they were working, living above a saloon and in a hotel. They were working in a hotel for a while, and there was just a lot of things you find out that were never brought out in the books. You find out that Pa has, I don't want to disclose everything, but you find out that Pa, who's Charles Ingalls, who's the father, actually knew he was a squatter when he moved onto the property on in Little House on the Prairie. He knew he was on land that really wasn't available, and you find out that they were renting a place, and they take off in the middle of the night because they couldn't pay the rent, and so they kind of flee by night at one point. So yeah, it's very interesting when you go through here and you find out things. You find out that Jack the dog actually was not the cuddly dog that you think about from all the way through several of the books. They bought some horses, and the dog came with the horse, and when the horses were sold, the dog went with them. So yeah, it's kind of surprising. You also find out that she did not have a warm and fuzzy relationship with her own daughter. That her daughter actually had some borderline mental issues going on. She was on the watch list for like with the Secret Service at one point because she had made threats about Franklin Roosevelt. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So like I said, it's a book you might like or hate, but again, it is called Prairie Fires. I will put a link to it down below. The paperback copy, if you get a new one, I think is $12 or $13, but you can get some used ones for $3 something. So anyway, I'll stick the link down below if you want to check it out. Now this past week, I had our semi-finalist drawing for Christmas in July Fairies, and the winner was Claire Morley, and she has claimed her prize. In fact, it is, when I'm filming this, it's actually being mailed today. My husband was going to drop it off at the post office on his way in. It was going to be dropped off yesterday, except I got sick. So he's dropping it off for me today. And but if you have been part of the Christmas in July Fairies, make sure that you watch Dana's Wanderlust Crochet on the 25th, because that is when she will be drawing from the semifinalists for a grand prize winner. So make sure you check that out. So upcoming videos that we have, Wednesday will be a mystery video. It could be the mystery box. It could be something totally different. We'll have to wait and see. So that's Wednesdays. And then Thursday is the next in my bariatric journey series. And for those of you who are not aware, I am in the process of getting bariatric surgery. Now the videos that you're seeing are actually like about 2 weeks behind from when they've happened. So if you watched last week, I had the endoscopy consult. I've actually had that endoscopy done a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago. So it does run a little bit delayed on there. I did have an appointment yesterday with my doctor, and everything is looking good. Everything is on track. It's moving quickly, and I lost 2 pounds sometime. I have been trying to eat better, so I figure the more weight I lose beforehand, the more I'll lose all the way around. So anyway, been working on that. Now it's time for Now in our Come and Get It section today, I'm looking at my notes here. At this point in time, you're watching this on Saturday, so this will be ending on Sunday. Knit Picks is having a summer sale, so every week on Monday they announce a new sale. So this sale that I'm going to tell you about will be ending Sunday. And that is up to 60% off of bulky, super bulky, and roving yarns. So it does end on Sunday the 18th. Lovecrafts is having a big July sale. So it runs all of July, so it's going to run until the 31st. And it is up to 70% off. So really good one over at Lovecrafts. Annie's has a daily sale. This is Annie's craft store. They are running throughout July a different sale every single day. So right before I filmed this is when I ordered the skeins of yarn, and I discovered there was like a couple hours left in the sale, but that day's sale was free shipping. So that was a really good one. So I didn't, otherwise I would spend as much on the shipping as I would on the yarn, because the yarn's only $3 something a skein. So yes, so those are the sales that I know about, and then I will post any other ones as they come out, or as I become aware of them. So I'm sure Lion Brand will be doing something, because they normally do. So anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Wednesday and on Thursday. Bye, everybody.